Want to hear a more diverse perspective on art? Tune in to Speaking of Art, the official podcast of Sharjah Art Foundation, featuring conversations with some of the most prominent artists and curators from Asia, Africa, and around the world. Listen to Speaking of Art wherever you get your podcasts.
Radio Joy 99.7.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up in our headlines, drop in inflation continues as October figure decreases to 35.2%. We have details from the government statistician, and 2024 budget to be developed to support Ghana's program with the IMF as government targets new growth strategy to sustain current economic recovery. Also in this bulletin, Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs accuses government of failing to implement the YouStart program as promised in the 2023 budget. We have details of these and many more shortly. Grateful for your company. I am Pius Kojobaka. To our very first story, the general price level of goods and services for the month of October 2023 has dropped to 35.2% from the 38.1% recorded in September this year. Data from the Ghana Statistical Service showed that the decrease in the general inflation rate can be attributed to the marginal drop in food inflation. Food inflation in the period was 44.8%, while non-food was 27.7%. Here's government statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim.
Rate of inflation for the month of October 2023 stood at 35.2, which literally means that between October 2022 and October 2023, prices of goods and services went up by 35.2%. This rate of inflation, which signifies the third consecutive slowdown in the rate of inflation, is 2.9 percentage points lower than the rate that was recorded for September 2023, which had a rate of inflation of 38.1%. With this
Government statistician Professor Samuel Kobnenim there. Meanwhile, the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, has expressed worry the downward trend of inflation in previous months is not reflected in general prices in the markets. He spoke on the Joy Business Pre-Budget Forum yesterday.
I'm looking at it when we are doing the Christmas purchases and all that. It's also going to hike some of the prices. But the reason why inflation have come down, it's not being manifested as you were saying, is because all the other cost of doing business remains constant. The only thing that brought a little respite as far as inflation is concerned is the stability of the cedi.
Joseph Obeng is the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, speaking there. Now, the 2024 budget will be developed to support Ghana's program with the IMF. This was contained in an official statement issued by the Ministry of Finance a day before the budget presentation. George Yafe has the rest of the story.
The Finance Ministry, in a statement, maintained that the various policy measures and programs that will be outlined in the budget statement will definitely be in line with government post-COVID-19 program for economy, which is backed by the IMF. The Finance Ministry adds that the 2024 budget will also highlight the performance of the economy, efforts aimed at boosting the productive capacity of the economy through the new growth strategy. The document will also talk about the fiscal measures and debt management strategies aimed at deepening the stability and growth of the economy. The statement by the Ministry of Finance confirms earlier reports by Joy Business that the 2024 budget will be influenced by Ghana's program with the IMF, as well as the Finance Ministry coming up with programs aimed at growing the economy and supporting the private sector. However, the statement was silent on the revenue policy measures that government is likely to undertake next year.
George Yafe with that report. Now, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs, Sherry Gali, has accused government of failing to implement the YouStart program. According to him, only a few small and medium businesses have received funding from the program while in its piloting stage. Speaking on the To Joy Business during the pre-budget forum, Mr. Galib mentioned that government will have to be forthcoming with a clear roadmap on the administration of funds under such programs if it wants to address the challenge of funding to the SME sector.
They couldn't even start them. One of them was a YouStart that was targeted to create 1 million jobs. It was never implemented. There was a prototype. I don't know how you prototype giving money. Then some few young entrepreneurs were giving some few monies, and then that was all. So it never materialized. And we would like to hear from the finance minister, why? Is it that we don't have the 10 million we promised? Or we deliberately just give the young people that, no, we're going to create 1 million jobs and support those of you who want to be entrepreneurs. So we really want to see why it never materialized. And secondly, we would want to see what plans they have going forward.
Sheriff Gali is also the chief executive of the Ghana Chamber of Young Entrepreneurs, speaking on the Joy Business Pre-Budget Forum. A while longer on that, and the Dean of the School of Business at the University of Cape Coast, Professor John Gachi, warns the government to protect businesses and ensure that its revenue generation drive does not affect businesses. Professor Gachi was also part of the Joy Business Pre-Budget Forum.
We have to raise revenue and we also need to manage our expenditure. But we cannot raise revenue in a manner that will become disincentive to consumption, become disincentive to building a proper business environment.
Professor John Gachi there. Away from budget-related stories, Premium Motors Limited, distributors of Renault and Hyundai, has launched a new saloon car, the Renault Taliant. Speaking at the launch, Chief Executive Officer of Premium Motors Limited, Jihad Hijazi, explained why the Renault Taliant is unique and a must-have.
Our commitment to providing a wide range of new cutting-edge vehicles together with innovative after-sales support solutions has been firm. The introduction of an exceptional and cutting-edge B-segment vehicle. So the Taliant is a B-segment, so it's competing against vehicles like the Toyota Belta, the Hyundai Accent. Within the vibrant landscape of Ghana's automotive industry, we have observed the increased need for fuel-efficient and environmentally friendly vehicles, with the special emphasis on the A and B segments. The all-new Renault Taliant, with its high-powered, state-of-the-art, yet fuel-efficient 1.0-liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine.
Jihad Hijazi is the Chief Executive Officer of Premium Motors Limited. Now, the University of Lancaster, Ghana, has launched its Business Cup Challenge with a focus on the renewable energy sector. According to the champion of the Business Cup Challenge, Bishop Suzanne Inti, there is the need for the development of local solutions to drive the move from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources.
It is important to realize that even though Africa has lower emissions compared to other parts of the world, we need to develop local solutions to reduce our reliance on imported fossil fuels and energy supplies. For instance, instead of solely depending on imported solar panels and batteries, we should focus on developing local solutions to drive down costs and bolster energy independence.
In more news, Development Bank Ghana has announced some measures to support Ghana's efforts to achieve food security. Speaking at a value chain dissimulation workshop, Chief Economist and Head of Economic Research Department, Dr. Kwabena Opuni-Frimpong, said the objective is to remove bottlenecks along the value chains of rice, maize, soya and poultry production.
The recommendations that you give, the reforms that are initiated, that provides a de-risking tool for the private sector to now say that, the rice value chain is a place for me to go. I may or may not need government money. I may probably go out there and find my own money and do it. And the same is true for maize, it's true for soya, and it's true for poultry. What matters really is the policy framework that you have in place. What matters is the regulatory framework that you have in place. What matters is institutional arrangements that are in place. These are the things that, that will earn you, the investors, to come in and work with you.
Dr. Kwabena Opuni-Frimpong is the Chief Economist and Head of Economic Research Department at DBG. Time now for Money Lab.
Hello, welcome to Money Lab. My name is Kofi Poly, People's Pension Trust. We continue our pension tidbits on Money Lab. In our last episode, we looked at Provident Fund Scheme. Today, we are going to try to answer one of the key questions that has come up, especially of late, and that is the safety of pension funds. The good thing about the architecture, pension architecture in Ghana is that pension funds are very, very safe. And this is how it works. Under the law, the corporate trustee must have a custodian. The custodian is basically a bank which has been licensed by the NPRA to be a custodian. So all the funds that are being paid by the members go straight into the custodian bank. The corporate trustee must also have a fund manager which will advise the corporate trustee how to invest these funds. So basically what the corporate trustee does is to manage the database. With this architecture and with a strict investment guidelines, pension funds are very, very safe. Thank you very much for being with us. Hope to see you again in our next episode.
And that's it for the Joy Business Report. But before we go, let me tell you something about the EcoBank salary account. Well, the EcoBank salary account is a special account designed for all workers of all income brackets desirous of receiving their salaries through EcoBank. With the EcoBank salary account, you are guaranteed all the benefits of a normal savings or current account plus many more. EcoBank salary account gives workers free life insurance cover of up to 10,000 cedis, 24/7 access to cash and e-banking services, internet and mobile banking services, high interest on savings, no minimum balance, ability to save through the EcoBank Save as you spend, a unique feature that helps customers to save and invest. Remember, the insurance policy covers death, permanent or temporary disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchment, and more. Savings or current account holders at EcoBank do not have to close their existing accounts to enjoy the numerous benefits of the EcoBank salary account. Just ask your branch to switch your existing account to the EcoBank salary account. Non-account holders should approach any EcoBank branch and ask for the EcoBank salary account. Switch your salary account today and enjoy amazing benefits at EcoBank. Call EcoBank toll free on 0800 003 225 whenever, wherever for further details. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Ignition is next. Do enjoy. I am Pius Kojobaka. Always a joy serving you.